glimpse of how we worked with the database and admin panel in class. Okay, we discussed that in detail in the lab, but now I'm giving some steps of how we did that. So, as we can already see that we created how we work with templates and everything, and how we render the view to show the template data as well. Now, how we can get started with the database thing. So we remember that it is based on that MVT framework. So the models in that, the M, it actually renders used to you us to use the database and work over that, create tables over that using the admin panel, and that's very easy to use as well. Okay, so for that, okay, let's see, let's run the our file again. Okay, like we have been already been using. So let's run our file again. Okay, and go to that page which was actually requesting something so that it's working. Okay, that's just that it's working. Now, instead of this forward slash books hello, I'm writing admin forward slash. Okay, and press enter. So then you are able to see this Django administrator panel, and it will be created for every individual website, web app you will be creating. So here, but it is asking for username and password, and we are not aware about which username and password to give. So how to do this is we have to actually create a user first to actually make this happen. So for that, go back to the terminal. So actually, first to push everything, we need to push everything to our admin panel. So for that, you have to, as we discussed in class as well, you have to write this command first manage dot py migrate. This will actually push everything on the admin panel. And now, after this has been done, we have to write the command. That command we worked with manage Python manage dot py create super user. Enter. So the moment you do this, it is asking you for a username. Leave blank to use your name as it is. But let's just use the admin for a standardized way right now. Okay, right, admin, and it is asking for email address. That's optional. You can skip that and just press enter. It is asking for password. You can, for just practice, you can set some easy password just to see how these things work and get familiar with these things. So I have written some easy password. I have pressed enter. Okay, it asking to write the password again just for reconfirmation that because your passwords are not visible on the screen, so you have typed the characters correctly. So just for that. Okay. Okay, so it is saying that the password is too short. It must contain at least 8 characters, but you can also bypass that. So for right now, I'm pressing Y for that. I just need to bypass this validation and I will use that password as it is. Okay, so now this has been run successfully as well. Now, if I go back to my admin panel, okay, I just you can refresh it and uh, okay, but it doesn't show up because you need to run that server again. So, Python manage the py create user sorry run server. So I press this run server. Okay, then I go back again to the admin panel. Okay, now you have to give that name that you already chose for this, and the password you can give like that password you chose that time, and press enter. So you would be able to see this admin panel. Okay, this is the admin panel that you are able to see where you did all these changes. Okay, and you created that username, and that username and password is now how you can access this particular web applications. You can leave the email and other things blank, but you have to give the username and password. Okay, so after login, you can see that it is showing groups, users, and all these things. Now, what we can do is we can create a database of field table here very easily. So let's go back to our this VS Code editor, and under the books, you can see that there is one file, models.py, which is a Python file. I click here. Okay, I click here. It has nothing written, but it is saying that you can create your models here, and we create models for the database. Okay, models are used to fetch data and feed data into the database, and you can just use them here in the Django as we discussed in our first MVT class as well. We will discuss about these different tree structures. Okay, so what you can do is you can create a model here, So for that, you have to actually first create a class. So the class uh, is also visible, the keyword is also visible. Okay, so you can create a class. So for the class, like here I'm giving this class name as member. Okay, and it's a good convention to use M as capital. Okay, you have to use M in capital letters. That's a good convention. And then I'm writing models dot model. This has to be written like this. This has to be written like model. The first model is M small and then uh, capital model. Or we can to create to make this class. And we are just right now we are thinking of like we are creating a membership website. We want people to join. So we are creating a class naming convention is uppercase and we are inheriting the models dot model from there. And inside this we have to mention that what we want to store in the database. Okay, so actually this is going to create a new table named member with all those fields that we are about to mention. We have to mention the data type, the character field as well, the functions or anything we can mention in there. And this database will be created after that. So let's see if we want to create something like say, I want to have first name, I want to have last name for that particular member. I want to have email ID. I want to have some, say, password. We are using this variable like this so that it doesn't clash with some other keyword here and age as well. And for that, we have to mention the database that we are about to use. So I'm using this. We have to use models dot say we are using the character field because we know it is a text field and we are giving some max length for the same that how much max length say we are assuming that it won't be greater than 20 and similarly we can use the code we use this code for others as well for last name as well we can have character field as we discussed in the class and we are giving some max length say again 20 here. Okay, and now we can actually check this particular documentation. Okay, I will be sharing the link in the description again. Otherwise, we already discussed this in class. So this particular links actually shows which data fields one can use. Okay, so like here for error messages, primary key, unique key, verbose, validator, big auto, boolean field, character field it is showing. You can use like this with the character field keyword, data field for how you can use it for date time field, and it is showing different fields, email field. Okay, and you can use this documentation to actually decide over what data type you might be using for that particular thing that you want to create the table that image field it is showing how it is could be used integer field it is showing so going back to our VS code okay so for the email field we already have actually data type that is email models dot sorry models dot email field and let's say putting some max length again so let's see let's make it like 50 or something or for the password field you can check that documentation that what you want to put up for the password but let's for instance just copy this for now okay I'm just using this character for right now and for integer field uh, we want it in integer value so integer this auto completes as well, so you can check those choices here. Integers field is here. So, and for integer field, actually, you don't need to specify the max length. Integer field doesn't need to specify the max length. And also, this database will create some ID numbers for every member that is being created, okay, which will be working as a primary key. We have created this member class and it will create it for every member it will create some primary key by itself, okay. So, and we don't need to specify any max length. In case you will be doing that, it will throw some error that you will be needing required to fix later on. So let's save this, okay. But to actually, okay, it is showing, it is okay, expected column. So as the syntax of Python, we skip this. Okay, that's why it was showing red as well. So, okay, after doing this, um, uh, you can first check the migrations as well. We actually need to make the migrations. Okay, let's see, we have to actually. create the migration and push that as well. So Python manage.py make migrations. Okay, you can see on the left hand side, these are the different folders and everything we have. We have nothing in the migration folder. We have these three things in it and Py cache. But we are working on the database, so we need to actually create migrations. Okay, so let's press enter, make migrations. Okay, so it is saying that migrations for books, initial.py, create model member. So now you can see that it has initial.py file here. If I click here, you will see the same code here as well. This ID, F name, M name, and it has created this primary key itself, as I said. Okay, so it has created this primary key itself, and it has added some more code by itself. We have just written, we earlier wrote just these F name, L name, and these character fields and these maximum length things and data type. That's it. But it has written the remaining code by itself. Okay. So you have to run this Python manager py make migrations. Then we have to push this migration into the database. For that, I need to use Python manage.py and migrate. Okay, I press enter, and then this will be migrating into the uh, migrating into the database that we have created that we will be using the admin panel. Now let's run this. If I run this command, run server, okay. So if I go back, you actually won't be able to see any changes. Okay, let's go back to the admin panel here. Admin. Okay, so nothing can be seen here. It's similar like before, it has groups and users. Okay, so actually what we need to do is we need to register a model in the admin.py file. Okay, like we have been registering our websites, we have to here right now register a model in the admin.py file, which is under this book app. So under the admin.py, the already written content is from Django.contrib import admin, but you have to write one more code here from dot modules import members. Sorry, member. That was the name of the class. Import member. So now press enter, and actually now we have registered our member. You have registered your model here. Okay. But one more line is still missing. So after writing from dot models import members, you have to write this line admin dot site dot register member. Okay, that was the package. From the model package, we are importing members, and now we are actually registering our members here. Okay, press enter. Now, if I go to this particular link again, okay, let's go back to this particular site as well again and refresh. Now you can see under books, you can see members. Okay, so it has created this member table here where you can actually run anything, and you can see that it has pluralized. It has been pluralized. Okay, you wrote member, we wrote member there, but it has added a plural. It has created added an s here to make it plurals. Okay, so it does it this minute change by itself, but you wrote member there. Okay, so the members has been created by the member class. Now you can click over this member, or you can change it, or you can just add something like, say I'm adding something, say and you can add any name here. Okay, like say you are adding Kirti, and you can like Kirti, say Sharma something, and you are writing some email ID, say KIRTI and at the rate something Gmail. It will be validating that. So yes, we have to write this clearly. Okay, we've got character field, or you can add anything. We can add the age as well. We can save it. Okay, and okay, we can save and add another number. Okay, so save and add another number. Say now we are writing Ankit. We are writing the last name as Kumar, and then okay, something. Okay, please correct the address below. Okay, we have to it press enter. So I'm writing Ankit at the rate something gmail.com. Password is you can write anything for right now, and age you are going to say 34, and you are saying save. Okay, So if you see, you will see find two member objects are being created. Okay, or this is how you can do anything over there. You can actually select them, and you can add more numbers. You can if you want, you can delete them as well. Okay, these are the actions which could be performed. Like if I go into this action tab, delete selected members or delete all the members, you can perform these different things. Okay, but this is a bit not user friendly to see that member object one, member object two created. So we can write one more line of code in our VS Code editor here, like if in this particular file that we were already working with, models.py file. Okay, I'm writing this particular function, define underscore underscore structure underscore underscore, and I'm making it self. Okay, as we discussed in class about this, and colon, yes, you need to mention a colon, otherwise it will throw error like we did earlier by mistake. Return self dot name. Okay, plus we are concatenating some strings plus uh, plus here self dot first name. So what we actually want, we want it to actually it is last name. Okay, we want it to actually print the name of those members instead of showing model one, model two, and everything. So I'm pressing Control S here. Okay, our file is already being run. I need to just refresh that. Okay, it is showing some error, so we must have done something wrong. Define structure self return space self dot f name self dot f name. Okay, I have not written f here. Self dot f name plus self last name. Okay, now save it again. Okay, and then go back, refresh. Okay, now it is showing those Ankit Kumar, Kirti Sharma. We can add some space in between to make it more legible to be seen. And these all these changes will be reflected here, right? So this is just an introduction that how you can just get started with the database, understanding how you can work it with it, and now we will later on do some more practices, some more different application and modifications for the same.